What's up, guys? How's it going? PJ here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Undertaker, his latest status with the company, with wrestling, period, after what transpired after the matchup and stuff, what I've seen so far, which is why I waited a couple of days just to see, what happened so far, so in that way I can gather some news and bring it to you guys. Was it a screw up? No, it wasn't a screw up. Everything was legit. There were very few people, obviously, you guys should know this, who knew about the finish. They are saying that, or should I say, I think Dave Melzer reported that the news went around of the Undertaker-Lesnar finish matchup around 3 o'clock their time. And, that includes the referee himself. Now, people are saying that it was very weird because the music didn't go off, the bell didn't go off. Did it? I don't know, I have to watch it again. I watched the match ending twice, but I didn't realize if the bell rung or not, or if the referee signaled for a bell. Some people are saying that he did signal for the bell, and maybe the the timekeeper didn't ring the bell, just because he was probably shocked that, hey, should I even ring the bell or not? Because I mean, this is like in front of millions of people live, I don't want to screw it up. I mean, I would probably go the same way, if I was a timekeeper, and if Undertaker went on this destructive streak for a couple of decades, like that, or, in 3 decades over a period of time, I mean, I would react the same way. But anyways, now, this article actually reminded me, and actually should remind everybody, back in 2010, Undertaker himself quoted saying that, he wanted Lesnar to be the one who's going to end the streak at Wrestlemania, which, of course, nobody believed it. In my opinion, as a huge fan, it was kind of heartbreaking, and I'm sure everybody, I mean, I will bet you my bottom dollar, nobody, and I mean no one, not even within the company, saw this coming. I'm serious. I will bet you if it were the only guys, if the referee, Vince McMahon, Taker, Lesnar, if they were the only ones to be kept a secret, I bet you Triple H wouldn't even believe that, the match took place and Taker lost. I mean, that's how great, or not, it wasn't so great, because, as a fan, I hated to see the streak is broken, because this can't be undone. In the books, the dictionary, or should I say whatever, in the wrestling history, I see Taker as, his streak is more than just a streak. I mean, the words I can't even describe. In my opinion, or, I thought for sure that streak will never ever be broken. And I've been proven wrong. I mean, this is like totally shocking. It's a jaw-breaking situation, or should I say jaw-dropping, breaking. Actually, it did break my jaw when I saw, what happened, because it just landed on the floor. Anyways, yeah, because the thing is, the match was going on. The first things first, the build-up of the matchup. The match wasn't booked right. I mean, it didn't look like the Lesnar was going to break the streak. I mean, honestly, raise your hand, post a comment if you agreed that the match was booked right. I mean, I understand the fact that Undertaker is really old and he doesn't need to take any hits, but then again, the match wasn't booked right. Second, the match quality wasn't that great, and which is why when the match ended, nobody actually counted 3. People were like 1, 2. There was no 3 because people have never done that for the Undertaker at WrestleMania. They're not going to go 3 because they know for the fact that Taker cannot lose his streak. Taker cannot lose a match at WrestleMania because the streak is meant to be just the way it is, unbroken. I mean, it cannot be touched. That's the way it is. Um, so, as a fan, I think I pretty much cover up most of the things, what everybody has been saying, and I'm sure most of you guys agree because that's how I took a look at the streak. I mean, if any like simple fan asked me a question, hey man, do you think that Brock Lesnar is gonna, actually like a couple of days ago before WrestleMania, somebody asked me a question, a simple fan. They were like, hey man, what do you guys think about the matchup, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker? And I was like, oh, well, I think it's going to be great. Undertaker, he does this thing, and it's just going to be one decent matchup. And he was like, do you think Undertaker is going to lose? I was like, oh, no, man. The streak is going to be, just the way it is. Undertaker is going to win the matchup. Without a shadow of a doubt. I used to say that. Now, of course, it's just, I feel pretty, I don't know, weird about the situation, because it just happened. I wonder what led Taker to make the decision of his lifetime. I mean, why? I understand the fact that Taker does match maybe once in a year, but still. And I do understand the way that, Undertaker is pretty much done with wrestling. I mean, he probably is. There's a speculation that he is done with wrestling, period. And the thing about the Sting, it kind of ticks me off because I just read an article that he's not going to be up on WWE TV for a long time. I was expecting maybe a matchup between Undertaker and Sting regardless. Maybe Taker's going to come out, say that, well, this is the end of my career and stuff, and let's just have just one matchup. It doesn't matter, what happens. It's just that, any man can win. The Undertaker and Sting, one matchup that, everybody wants to see. But then again, if you think about it, as my friend said, dude, if you cannot wrestle, just don't go out there and embarrass yourself. Just keep your legacy the way it is, and that's it. Just call it quits. The thing about, having a matchup with the legend is, it's a little different. Undertaker and Daniel Bryan, Triple H and Daniel Bryan worked well because Daniel Bryan, he's he's young, he's athletic, and he does all kinds of crazy stuff. Plus, he's a really, great talent, wrestler, superstar. He's good overall. He's great. Great. Now, when you put Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, they're both kind of like brawlers here and there, that Brock Lesnar is like in his mid-30s almost or something like that. Undertaker is really old. He can't move around. His mobility is very weak. Plus, he got injured right in the beginning of the matchup. He's walking with a limp. So, all those things comes to a factor. Just like if I just read this article again and it kind of ticks me off. Hulk Hogan said that, I have one more match left in the tank, really not interested to see one more match by Hulk Hogan. Seriously, I don't want to see that. So, like, if Undertaker is done, let him be done. And I'm kind of biased about this because, Shawn Michaels, he's my all-time favorite. When he retired in 1998, I was hurt about that because in 1998 I was 8 and I had just around 10 years old. I was just learning the fact that I caught up with all the wrestling, most of the stuff, what happened in the past from 96 through all the way to the Attitude Era around 10 years of age. Somehow I did, kind of the highlights and stuff, and I was really hurt about the fact that, Shawn Michaels, his career was over. And in 2002, when he came back, I was happy. More than happy. He was just the top of the leaderboard for me. And and I literally during his last matchup. It was just simply very, very, very crazy. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about Shawn Michaels. The Undertaker, one more big news about The Undertaker. Now listen up. I just came to find out that Stone Cold Steve Austin claims that The Undertaker will appear on his podcast in a few weeks. There's no specific date, but Stone Cold Steve Austin said that in his latest edition that The Undertaker, I think he did. I haven't heard the podcast, but I came to find out. I just read this. Stone Cold said that The Undertaker will appear on his podcast, which is a huge, huge news. Everybody's going to be freaking tuning in to find out, more stuff about The Undertaker. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing fake about, Undertaker losing a matchup. This is his decision. Part of me says that, Undertaker, made this decision that I'm pretty much done with wrestling. I can't do it. And if I'm actually going out of the business, I might as well like put somebody over. And Brock Lesnar was in queue, and he, basically did that thing where, he let it go. And he got a major reaction. One thing that I'm pretty sure they didn't think about this, that this is going to be like this one huge thing that people are going to be talking about for ages, for a really long time, because legends never die.